2, 1, action. My name's Garry Kousoulou. Charles.
Good morning, Gary. My name is Charles Appleby. Happy Earth Day, because today is Earth Day and we have an amazing theme this year, Our Power, Our Planet. So, Gary, what can we achieve today?
Today is a really important day if you care about the environment, the birds singing, the ecosystem, and I've got some questions for Charles. First one, what does Earth Day mean to you?
Earth Day is one of two times in the year when everyone should wake up and think about what actually is going on. So 6 months ago was COP, if you remember, back in Brazil, and the result was weak. So here we are, we've got a chance, 22nd of April, we've got a chance to do something about it. First of all, wake up, think about it, right? What's going on? And I think it's really important to reprise what actually is happening. What's the state of the world? Because the news is so full of price increases. We're all hearing about Peter Mandelson, and we're all hearing about Iran, okay? But what really, for the long term, is important is what's going on with our planet. And what's going on is that CO2 emissions are going up. They're going up. It's a hotter world. We can see around us all the news. It's about a hotter world. All the time, the world is getting hotter. This year is forecast to be the hottest. Now, what does all this mean? The scientists have decided that 1.5 degrees is a good maximum temperature for the world. Everyone will have heard about 1.5 degrees if you think about it.
And we've exceeded that.
We're on the point of exceeding that. So we're heading for the next key point, which is 2 degrees. But what the scientists are also saying is that by the end of the century, we're on track. Well, the direction of travel is that the world at the moment will be at 2.7 degrees. So that will mean we've gone way past 1.5, we've gone way past 2 degrees, and we're into 2.7.
And here's the thing, those are the facts. Now, I want to empower everybody watching. No CO2 have made it really easy for you to make an impact. Really easy. A small donation will buy you some fruit trees. That way we can make a really big impact. Really big. So all the details are going to be down below. If you're watching this and you can't afford to plant a tree, that's fine. Please spread the message. Make a comment. That's what we want. We want awareness that on Earth Day we can make a difference. So Charles, I've got a couple of questions for you.
Sure.
What's the difference between meaningful reforestation and just planting trees for marketing, tick box, or making you feel better? What is that?
Okay. So we've planted now, we've changed our name. We're now Fly Greener because we're focusing on air travel. Okay. So we're focusing on air travel because air travel creates a lot of CO2 emissions. So we've changed our name, we've changed our tree planter since just over a year ago. And so we're now planting trees. So planting trees, before we were planting mangroves. Now we're planting fruit trees because fruit trees also tackle poverty. And poverty is another of the big problems in the world. So the latest data is that probably 800 million people across the world are not just in poverty, they're in extreme poverty. So that figure should resonate with people because that's about 1 in 10 people. So meaningful tree planting means that we're dealing not just with removing CO2 emissions, it means that we're tackling poverty as well, and we're doing that by enabling people by giving them fruit. Okay. So what are you getting? The other thing about this is, what are you getting when you plant your trees? And if you think about your air travel, are we asking people to, because there's still people around who are saying to people, you should not be traveling by air at all. Okay. Now, when you go to the airport, you see all these happy faces, whether people are traveling out or whether they're coming back. You see all these happy faces. So I'm not asking people to not to travel at all. Okay. But what I am suggesting is that, look, when we travel, we're actually damaging the planet. The CO2 emissions, the plane creates a lot of CO2 emissions. And when we're traveling, we're actually damaging the planet. Therefore, we need to do meaningful tree planting, which is planting trees to remove your CO2 emissions from your flight. And at the same time, we're planting fruit trees, which enable the people to get out of poverty.
And this is where I come in. I am regarded as a small influencer in the optical industry in the UK. A big thank you to Concept Eye Clinic in Camden. They're going to be one of the very first opticians around to implement a system where if you buy a pair of glasses, it has a positive impact on the environment by having a relationship with no CO2 and fly greener. Now, if you are an optician, you're watching this and you think, wow, this is for me, today's the day to make contact, or tomorrow, or make that action. If you happen to be a dentist, a podiatrist, a candlestick maker, you can do this too. So,
Gary, you're jumping way ahead of my agenda here. So Earth Day today is about our power, our planet. So as an individual, I've already talked about what you can do. You can remove your CO2 emissions. You just do that by fly greener. You plant some trees to compensate for your CO2 emissions from your flight. If you're a small business, you can do even more, because you can link your business to some trees. Now, who would think that opticians are connected to trees? Doesn't matter what your business is.
Why not?
Whether it's coffee, opticians, dentists, podiatrists, all of this sort of stuff, whatever your business is, you can connect it to some trees, because the chances are your customers are flying by air. Okay? At the same time, your business gives a link. You offer a donation link, and we're working with the International Association for Human Values, who are a UK registered charity. So you get gift aid, so you increase the value of your donation by 25%. We're being really transparent.
Charles, I'll admit that I don't know anywhere near the depth of knowledge that you do when it comes to carbon emissions and carbon credits and tree planting, and I know very little about it. But what I do know is that when we plant a tree, it makes a big impact on the environment, on the earth. So
we don't have the data, Gary. The data.
Well, we're running out of time. We need to finish here.
One tree over 30 years removes over 0.5 ton of CO2, Gary, and the value of the fruit from that one tree is over £24.
And so what I love about this, it's actually indigenous people that are planting the seeds. That's so great. So you're having an impact everywhere. This is the long version of what we're saying. So this is the unedited version if you're watching this. We've got a shorter version that I'm going to chop up. I want to see this all over the place on LinkedIn, not for any other reason that we want to raise the profile. Charles, thank you so much for joining me this morning. And I really appreciate you.
Thank you, Gary.
For educating everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Please join in. It's Earth Day. Our power, our planet. Yes. What are you going to do today? Thank you.
That's a wrap.